What's poppin', family? You know who it is. King B the Great coming at you with another informative video. Breaking news. R. Kelly might be getting a retrial. R. Kelly might be getting out. What? R. Kelly might be getting out because of prejudiced testimony. So everything those girls said was not true about Mr. R. Kelly, or they couldn't find any circumstantial evidence that he did anything wrong to anybody or his kidnapping charge. Anything. Family, I got a video I want y'all to see. Shout out to HN Newsroom. If you haven't subscribed to HN Newsroom, go subscribe. And if you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Like it because you love it. What? And here go the video. Bam.
The #1 listening show where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. For a while now there have been speculations on what an appeal or retrial would possibly mean for the R. Kelly case. So many opinions and theories do exist, but the reality could be different. Video evidence, however, shows Supreme Court judges handling an appellate case, not far different from that of R. Kelly, and their opinions accurately match what we have time and again predicted on this channel. Among our major arguments have been the fact that there were multiple prosecution witnesses who gave inconsistent statements that kept changing, and that some of these clearly had no case against the R&B king, but were nevertheless brought to trial. Their purpose was to further depict R. Kelly as the predator that was alleged to be. Another major concern was that R. Kelly's trial was completely prejudicial, and the judgment was made along assumptions that R. Kelly was a bad person, with no substantial evidence to prove a case against him. In this particular case, the Supreme Court jurors are completely unhappy to note that a judgment was made along similar prejudicial lines, making us confident that the Supreme Court will find it easy to rule out the current judgment. Once this has been overturned, R. Kelly will surely be a free man again. Take a look.
The rationale for introducing the testimony of the three uncharged victims.
The testimony of Young, Dunning, and Wolf, as Justice Burke found, was directly probative of defendant's state of mind.
Why wasn't that accomplished with the three women who were complainants? I mean, that for me is the problem. You already have three women who give you three different types of stories of the horrors they experienced with him. I think you've covered that. So to pile on with three uncharged complainants, three uncharged victims, is leaning really close to that propensity line.
It was relevant to defendant's intent. As Your Honor pointed out, intent was hotly contested below.
I don't understand how that wasn't established through Mann. Because he had a 5-year relationship with him after the assault.
Because Mann's allegations were not so unambiguous that there would have been no doubt in a juror's mind that defendant intended the forcible element of the first-degree rape. Again, when Justice Burke...
You're saying that you wanted to prove what he did with Mann by introducing the testimony of those other three women.
No, certainly not. Mann's allegations would have established, if believed, would have established the elements of the offense.
Where the women were of the uncharged crimes were not the victims for which were being prosecuted, though. Where was the balancing that's supposed to go on in Molyneux? This was incredibly prejudicial testimony, no?
Well, no, respectfully, Your Honor, it wasn't prejudicial for two reasons. One, the court gave extensive limiting instructions. 3 times the court explained to the jury...
The fact that there's instructions doesn't mean it's not prejudicial.
But here we know it wasn't...
I'm being charged with 3 rapes. And here come 3 other women who claim I did the same thing to them, but I'm not being charged with that. That's prejudicial.
Well, it's not prejudicial.
So the question is, does that prejudice, is that outweighed by some probative value that supersedes that?
Respectfully, Your Honor, it wasn't prejudicial here, and we know that.
Opposing counsel referred to the Molyneux rulings in this case as unprecedented. What cases do you rely on under New York law that actually constitute precedent for the court's rulings in this case on the Molyneux issues?
Well, parsing the Molyneux evidence, no one would quibble with the admissibility of the uncharged offenses as to man. Ample case law, which we...
I'm talking about the other three women.
Right. As to Young, Dunning, and Wolf, again, I think Vargas is a perfect illustration of precisely why we were permitted to put forth the evidence here. It's well understood that Molyneux evidence can shed light on the defendant's state of mind and intent.
So you're really arguing that this was not overkill? I mean, there were certain items in the Sandoval that I thought, okay, that's fair game. If you, after being fired, ask an employee at the company to take computers and delete stuff, that's fair game. But some of this other stuff, let's inflame the jury's heart by telling them that he beat up his brother during a meeting. I don't see how there is a balance there on that.
Well, threatening behavior, again, goes directly to demonstrating his ability to put his own self-interest at the expense of others, and that goes to the heart of honesty and integrity. The fact that there were many of these acts only indicated how defendant chose to live his life.
Yes, and counsel, you know what? There are trials every day where we have defendants who have a rap sheet a mile long. A mile long. They'll have 20 felony convictions on their rap sheet. And I see no judge say, go ahead, go to town on all of them, because they don't let you go into the facts. They usually just let one or two in. I mean, there is a balance.
But looking at what was let in relation to its impact on whether the jury could otherwise decide the case, not based on the fact that this is just a horrible person. That's really the balance, not what was let out.
That's correct, and perhaps if this involved a case that had 100 or 150 allegations, it would present a different scenario.
38 non-convicted, and they're not convictions, not one of them, acts. That's balance?
Well, as you point out, the fact that they're not convictions, that they're just bad acts, if anything, makes them less prejudicial. But the fact that there were so many is only indicative of how defendants...
Well, now, family, now you have it. Rkelly might be getting out because of a prejudice testimony. Everything the girl said may not be true. What? So the God might be coming home. And good luck to your retrial, Mr. Rkelly. And I appreciate everybody stay to the end of this video for letting me get this out. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. Love y'all. Be signing out. Now we rise.